Carmen here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little scalloped topped bag. I received an email from Margaret. Hi Margaret. She had seen something similar online and requested a tutorial, and I love when I get requests. So if you guys have something that you would like to know how to make, please let me know, because sometimes I need some ideas too. So this is a request from Margaret. I appreciate it, Margaret, and I hope you like it. All right, so for this bag today, I am using the English Garden Designer Series paper. And you can find it in the main catalog, not the Occasions catalog, but the large annual catalog on page 142. It is beautiful, and I thought it went really well with the pear from Apple of My Eye. And this stamp set is in the 2016 Occasions catalog. And we're going to use the pear right there. All right, so to start out, first let me point out that I'm using a different pattern to show you how to make this one. You'll see both of them in the pictures, but this is from the same pack. They have beautiful spring patterns, and that's why I chose it. So you're going to need a piece of DSP that is 12 inches long and 10 inches tall. And I'm using my favorite board, the gift bag punch board. The gift bag punch board is very versatile, and you'll have to look back through some of my videos. I have some other tutorials using this board. It's my favorite, and I feel like I can get it right every time when I use this board. So pull out your stylus, your bone folder actually is what it's called. You just pull it out, it's right here, it comes with it. And the directions on here tell you exactly how to do it, but I'm going to show you. We want the long side across and the short side down. And you'll notice that it's longer than the board, but that's okay. It's going to work just fine. We want to start out by making a horizontal line all the way across. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to move my paper all the way through. The reason why I'm doing it ahead of time before I do any of the others is because I forget to do it, and then I have to go back anyway and do it. So I'm going to start out by doing it all the way across. Be careful when you're using DSP. It is thin, and you need to not push all, don't use your Incredible Hulk skills. Just lightly make a score line across. All right, so once we've got that, we're gonna line up this left edge right here with this line. There's a little marker there, and we're gonna line it up, and we're gonna punch, and then we're gonna come over. We're gonna make a large bag. So we're gonna make a large line and go to the end of the board. I know the paper's longer, don't worry. Now move it down so that that line you just made lines up with this score marker right here. And again, punch. Now this is the front or the back. So remember, the big wide pieces are front and back. For the side, we need to make a fold in the middle. So it's going to be a little different. It's the side, so use the side line. And then we're going to use the middle side line. And then take the little edge, the little triangle sides, just like that. Okay, so you've made a place where you can make a pleat in the bag. Move it down again to the last line and punch. So we had the front side, the side, and now we need to do the back side. So it's not going to have a pleat. We're just going to come right over here to the large line and score all the way down. Whoops, I'm getting a little Hercules action going on, pushing too hard. All right, so line it up right there again. And now we've got to make a side again. So we use the side line and the middle side line and those triangle lines. One more punch. Move it right here and punch. And that's what your piece is going to look like at this point. Now we're going to snip off right here this little tab. We don't need that. And I want you to go ahead and score or burnish all your score lines. And remember how I told you that it won't matter that you didn't go all the way to the end? Well, you're going to have enough of that score line to fold here that it's just going to lead you naturally over to make that line, okay? So fold in these lines. And we're going to do something weird with this bag in a second. In order to get that scallop top, we're going to actually fold the sides in the wrong direction. Okay, so this is how your bag would be assembled, just like that. See if you guys can see that. And then you would pinch in these sides and you would stop where that triangle is down there on the bottom, because that's going to kind of open up to the base of your bag. Now, let's go ahead and put it together. You've got this skinny tab here on the end, so use either your fast fuse or your tear and tape. Don't use snail on a project like this, it will not stay together. And if you flatten it out again, you'll see that this edge will line up perfectly with this edge right here. Nothing magical about it, just lines up flat like that. All right, now we're gonna take these pleats in like this, how it would naturally be, and we're gonna flatten it all the way down. I know that makes you like cringe, right? Like, hey, wait, that's not supposed to be how the bag is. Don't do that, but that's okay. We're gonna fluff it back up in a minute. So this is how it looks. Got a little adhesive on the outside accidentally. And we flattened it all the way up. All right, so now you need to get your largest oval thinlet. It's scalloped. All the other ones are regular like this, but you need the largest one, the scallop. And then get one of the smaller ones for the handle. It doesn't matter which one you use, just probably whichever one you think is a good size. Now it is very important the way that you put this bag on your Big Shot. I'm going to use the wider edge because I feel like it's a little bit easier to line up, and I hope that I can do this. Let's see if I can do this without standing right over it. Now, if I were to put it through my Big Shot like this, when I run it through, what's going to happen here? It's going to cut my bag, right? So we don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread this through like that so that this end is on top of the thinlet, okay? And we're gonna line that up. I'm not sure this one's gonna be perfectly even. Just kind of eyeball it. Make sure there's the same amount of scallops on that side that's on this side. And because I can't put my head directly over it, I'm just gonna go for it. And you can go ahead and stick that oval down right there too. If you have your magnetic platform on your Big Shot, it's gonna hold everything in place. Now let me tell you a little bit, something that I did on this one. I put my plate, normally you put your plate like this, your top plate. I'm going to, I don't want to move that, kind of in an awkward position here. You can run it through like this, but it is going to leave, it's not going to cut down here, but it's going to leave kind of like a, like you've embossed it a little bit, and I didn't like that. So what I'm going to do is take my plate, and I'm going to stop my plate, the bottom of my plate right here at after I've got the oval, okay? I want to make sure the oval cuts, but then after that I don't want it to be squished down onto anything. It's going to cut this edge, and it's going to cut that oval, and I have the plate stop right there. This is kind of a little magic trick you can do with your Big Shot. Now run it through. Once it gets to the end of that top plate, it's going to stop. So pull it out and take this off. And let's see, I can already tell it's not centered, but you guys are going to pretend, right, that I centered it and I could see it. So there are the ovals that pop out. Then when you take this part off, you have the scalloped top. All right? So that's how you get just part of a die cut. You get creative with that top plate. All right, so from here, we're just going to assemble the bag like we normally would. Let's get everything out of the way. We've already done the sides. I'm going to puff it back up, and we're going to fold in these bottom pieces. Let's see, well, because I was messy with my adhesive, mine is sticking together at the top. There we go. Okay, so fold in those sides. We've already folded them before, so they should kind of know where they're supposed to go. Put some adhesive there on the bottom flap. And then we're going to put some adhesive here on this flap. And fold it up. And you can stick your hand in there and push down so that it stays stuck. All right, so that's our basic bag construction. And this one is actually taller than the other one. You can see that I did this one. So I'll have the sizes listed for the differences in sizes for you. So now I'm going to close it with my Early Espresso seam binding ribbon. I'm just going to do this right here on the side. I like the seam binding ribbon because it ties so easily. It's very thin, and it is easy to mess around with. All right, let's cut that one off. Cut that one off. All right, so there we go. Now let's make that cute tag. You're gonna need your pear, and I've got Hello Honey ink and Old Olive ink and a piece of Whisper White. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to do what we call rock and roll. I'm just going to kind of go around the edges to get some of that green ink. Can you see that? How I've just kind of gotten it on the edges. And then I'm going to fully stamp it on my Hello Honey. And I'm going to stamp right on that white. And it's going to give, you know how pears are kind of that weird yellow, green, spotty. It's going to kind of give it that look so that you have those two different colors kind of mixed in. Now I'm going to punch it out with my 2.5-inch circle punch. If you flip your punch over, you can center your stamp so that it's exactly where you want it. And now let's get Early Espresso and give it a little stem. And the thank you in Early Espresso also, I'm going to do it just kind of off-centered like that. Now I chose to use some of our burlap ribbon for this. You can take your burlap ribbon, cut a piece, cut the long edge off, and then you've got a bunch of these cute little fibers that you can use. And they look similar to our linen thread, but they have a little bit of a rougher texture. So for a project like this, I thought a rougher texture would be nice because it's, you know, kind of makes you think of the farmer's market and the little fruit boxes that they use. All right, so if you stick this down on a glue dot and get your piercer, it pops right off. All right, so let's make a few little banners. I've got that same DSP. You'll recognize the red and white from the other bag. I've got the one that matches ours, and you can either use this side or you can use something else from the package, but I think I'm just going to use these two. And this is our corrugated craft, and these are 1.5 by 4. And 1.5 is one of the sizes in our triple banner punch. So it makes the perfect banner bottom. All right, put a little bit of fast fuse. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter and put some more fast fuse right there. And just like that. Now I'm going to put a clip, one of our clothespins on here. I want this to clip onto this bow, so I need to see exactly where it's going to go on my tag. So I'm going to clip that on, and I'm going to get a dimensional. You guys thought I was going to make a project without dimensionals, didn't you? You thought it was going to be a first time, but nope. Got to use that dimensional and clip it right there. And that's your bag. What a cute little spring gift bag that both of those make. You can see that this pair I did a little bit differently than this one. I stamped the edges in the Hello Honey before I stamped it in the Old Olive. Two different ways you can do that because you guys know pairs are all so different. Okay, hop back over to my blog for the dimensions on both of these bags and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll have a link if you need any of these products. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.